Good afternoon. My name is DrGadsden. In today's presentation, we're going to talk about cyber threats and attacking vectors that include in hospitals and the difference between vulnerability and threats. And we're going to go over what type of threats are mostly affected towards hospitals and what are the repercussions. Take a minute to look at today's agenda. We're going to go over a lot from key takeaways to script kiddies to identifying threats at the hospitals while funding is still needed. Also, hacktivists and cyber terrorism. We're also going to look at the description potential of system attacks and the acts that may perform against hospitals. And as I said before, we're going to know the difference between threats and vulnerabilities. Now, first, let's go over the first attack, which is Advanced Persistent Threat, short for APTS. As you see, it is national, stated back, high resource, and target healthcare researchers and IP addresses. Talk about Blue Force Dictionary attack, which target weak credentials, common and legacy systems, which are old systems in the hospital, as we said before, because of old operational systems such as Windows 7 and Windows XP, an automatic attack method. We talk about other attacks, which is denial service and district of denial service attacks. These attacks overload the server, cause storage and loss, and target healthcare cloud systems. Next, we'll talk about domain name system basic attack, which spoof, redirect traffic, and tunnel exfiltration of data. We have computer virus, which damage files and data, degrade the system performance, and spread phishing and ransomware. We have drive-by download, exploit browser flaws, no user interaction required. Another threat can be internet fraud, raised globally. Email spam driven, major financial impact to hospitals, including businesses. Another threat is a ransomware attack. It's a type of cybercrime which miscellaneous software known as ransomware is used to unlock to encrypt victims' data, system, or devices, and then demand payment. Usually, you'll get a ransomware attack from an email or even on the phone. New attacks that happen is people calling up about your bank account saying it's about to be overdrafted $5,000 or $6,000, and they want you to go on your bank account to access it. And this is how they do the attack. Social engineering attack, sometimes referenced as the human hacking, is the art and technique of pursuing people to disclose confidential information or take a course of action they may not have intended to do. Another attack is structural inquiry language, SQL injection. Now, we see the information on there, but I'm going to talk about in layman's terms. SQL injection really aims at the database. And if you haven't known, all technology from IP addresses, from cloud, all goes to a server. MySQL, if you're using this for data analysts, you pull information from there by using this programming language. So an injection to a database can corrupt the system, can corrupt the cloud, also can affect a hospital and their finances. Phishing attack, which remains the most common entry point of multiple cyber threats, including Blue Force attack, man in the middle, and ransomware. What is malware? Malware is a program that's installed in the computer that perform harmful actions. Malware can be referenced to any software intentionally designed to cause harm to a computer, server, network, or device. The majority of crimes utilizing malware is to gain access to sensitive information, control systems, consumer resources, destroy data, exploit vulnerabilities in secure systems by injecting a backdoor to disrupt healthcare services. Next attack we're going to talk about is the man-in-the-middle attack. Communications are vulnerable to various cyber threats, primarily due to the man-in-the-middle attack. The man-in-the-middle attack attacks Internet on Things, systems, and 5G environments, especially in diversion due to a lack of encryption. The next attack we're going to talk about is insider threat. Insider threat can be from an employee or a contractor. It can be accidental or miscellaneous, and it's hard to detect. The reasons why. This could be an employee that's been working for 20-something years, and something can happen during his time working at the job. He could be financially in debt. He could owe somebody money. He could be stressed out. And they could take PHI, which is personal health information, and sell it on the black web or the dark net, or even to hackers that want this information for financial gain. We'll talk about a structural espionage. This could be a competitive alignment or state alignment, collecting and targeting trial data, extensive research, drug pipeline intel, device designs, and other healthcare medical information. Let's understand and describe the potential of system attacks and the actors that may perform. Let's identify potential system attacks. As we see on the slide, we could talk about network-based attacks, which dealing with APR poisoning, man-in-the-middle attacks, and packaging sniffing. We also have malware-based attacks, viruses, worms, and ransomware. As we can see again, we have social engineering attacks, phishing, pretexting, and baiting. And also, lastly, we can see denial of service attacks, flood, or resource exhaustion. These attacks can affect a hospital or a small clinic in daily operation. We're going to talk about hacktivists and cyber terrorists. They have an ideology movement. Prime example, Anonymous. Public disruption. They disrupt the public and also plant fear in them about what the government is doing or what schools are doing to affect people. Low technical sophistication. Next, we're going to talk about script kiddies. For layman's terms, they amateurs. They might run a script they see on Google and it works here and there, but they don't work all the time. But this still can be effective to a hospital because what they get, code they get on Google from JavaScript to Python to MySQL, they can take that and input it into a website and make a mistake by getting people's data. So what are cyber crimes? One for one, they're financially motivation. Hackers can gain money from people's PHI or PII. Ransomware and data theft. Healthcare equals payout. Healthcare and people's information are one of the highest values on the internet to sell. Hackers can make millions and destroy people's life at the same time. Let's describe the potential system attacks and the acts that may perform against hospitals. One, we have cyber criminals motivated by financial gain, often use ransomware, phishing, and credential theft. Hacktivists motivated by ideology may face a website or a leak. Insider threat, employees or contractor who misuse access, either miscellaneous or accidental. National Stake Act, highly sophisticated group targeting critical information, espionage, or disruption. Script kiddies, amateurs, less skilled individuals using pre-made tools to cause disruption. And competitors, rare but impossible in case of corporation espionage. As we continue on the next slide, we see the type of threats. One, you have script kiddies, amateurs. How they attack? By grabbing other codes from the internet to do website defacement, public facing hospital page vandalism, reputation embarrassment, and mimical clinic disruption. Attack 2. Simple. Blue force logic attempt on patient's portal. Automatic password guessing. Account locking. Minor operation inconveniency. Impact Scoop. Anonymous plus IT cleanup. 2 attacks per act. Next, we have hacktivists, which is ideology-driven attacks targeting symbiotic institutions. 1, public data leak or non-critical internet emails selected to exploit support social cause. Media amplifications, brand trust erosion. Attack 2, coordinates on social media disinformation campaign. False claim regarding treatment of practice. As I said before, when it comes to anonymous, they can say the government is putting poisonous in our water, or the government is telling doctors to kill off patients. Patient confidential stimulation, public relation crisis, impact school, reputation plus stakeholder pressure. As we continue on the slide, you can see scripted cyber criminal groups. They gain is financial motivation. Attack 1, business email comprised, BEC. CFOs impersonation, fraud, wireless transfer, direct financial loss. Attack 2, ransomware targeted administrating systems, building system encryption, revenue cycle interruption, exploitation payment demand. Impact school financial plus operation degradation. Next, we have insider threat. As I said before, this can be an employee, miscellaneous or negligent. Attack 1, private database spoofing, unauthorized access to oncology patients' records, HIPAA violations, regulation penalties. Attack 2, data infiltration to personal cloud storage, large database download, sales to third party, long-term compliancy and legation export. Impact school compliancy plus trust plus legal damage. As we continue on this section, we have Instructional Espionage Act, which is corporate or foreign entitled seeking intelligent property. Instructional Act targets hospital research divisions through precise impatience. One primary attack involves theft on client trial research data through targeted phishing campaigns direct on principals, investigators, research coordinations, and by medical analysts. Successful credential comprise enable early access to priority of drug development data, microcube formula, and trial outcome results in competitive advantage of depth within the pharmaceutical market. A second, more sophisticated attack involves manipulating a stealth backdoor within a research network. Next, we have APT, which is a highly strategy threat. This initial attack phase frequently involves converting network recons and lateral movement following credential harvesting. A second, more dangerous scenario involves manipulating on connected to medical devices such as fuse pumps or image systems. The impact scoop, direct lives, safety risks, systematic disruption, and geologically leverage against national healthcare systems. So what's the difference between a threat and a vulnerability? Let's talk about it a little bit more. So what is a threat? A threat is anything that has the potential to cause harm to a system. It represents a possibility of attacks or negative events. Some examples are a cyber criminal attempting a phishing attack, malware that can affect a system, an insider threat, misuse access, a national disaster that can disrupt operations. What is a vulnerability? A vulnerability is a weakness or a flaw in the system that can be exploited. It is a condition, not an action. Example, unpacked software, weak password, misconfiguration network settings, lack of employee security training. So a threat, we can go back, we can see it says national disaster. That is a threat. But what is the vulnerability? Leaving the doors open, not having locks, being next to the window. Those are vulnerability. You can have a system saying it's a certain virus can be a threat, but if you don't unpack the software or make stronger password, that could be a vulnerability that hackers can get on to attack. So that is the difference. A threat, anything could be a threat, but what is vulnerable is when things are open, have open access for a hacker or anyone to get into it. Then it becomes a risk. Key takeaways. Threats are manageable. We don't want to get to vulnerability. Investment reduces risk. The more we invest, the more we can stop the threat. Or if we can't stop the threat, we have a prevention to help us get through the threat. Security support, care delivery. These are my references that I found. My name is Dr. Gaston. May you have a blessed day.